just a visible flush.
Good morning, good afternoon, and I fucked it up already. Good. I can't.
leave it in.
Oh my
Leave it in.
Good morning, good afternoon,
Sound
and good
right.
evening, and welcome to the Southern Magic Podcast. I am here joined with Will, Johnny, and David. How are y'all doing?
You owe me $110 for the hotel,
No, I do not.
Matt.
No, I do not.
Just because you didn't show up or say you were going doesn't mean you don't owe me money.
I do not owe you a cent, good sir.
Can I tell you about the
Sorry.
room real quick? Okay, so to
Sure.
preface this, we were in Vegas about 2 weeks ago. Me, David, and Maxwell. We got a hotel room. There was a window that literally let you look into the shower.
Yep.
So it was in the bedroom, and it was just a little window, and you could just peek on your friends.
What, the window was too?
Visualize
The window
room.
could look into a shower?
Yep,
Yes,
it looked
it was
into the
a-
shower.
Yes. And we asked about it.
And also the toilet if the shower curtain was not closed.
Yes, if the shower curtain wasn't closed, you could just
Right.
watch your homies poop. So
What hotel did y'all stay in?
Rio,
Is
it was off the strip, and we asked about it. Me and David went to go get towels, and they were just like, "Yeah, they're in some of the rooms. Some of them don't even have walls. They're just a toilet with no wall."
We're like, we see who designed this room.
We got the suite, so if we got the regular room, we may have not even gotten that.
You stayed in
You know,
a
definitely a room designed in the 80s or
Yeah,
whatever.
burnt down
we
youth
would have gotten much
hostel or
more
something.
comfortable with each other than we already did.
Well, we just put up a shirt to like.
Yeah, we just put up. We put up.
people.
Will brought a shirt to Vegas that said "Can't wait to gamble," and we hung that over the.
So we used it as a freaking curtain to hide the window.
Did you actually wear that shirt at all? I just thought about that.
Curtain. Oh,
Will, I think is your
we
mic
didn't
messing
have a
up little bit?
chance.
what's up, Matt?
Will, okay, it sounded like your mic was buzzing or something for a second, but I think it's fine
It
now.
kind of. It sounds like it happens when everyone's talking at the same time. Maybe a Discord thing. Not sure.
I'm just gonna plug my headphones in. Hang on, I'll do that. I'll
Okay.
switch over to that real quick. Y'all keep talking.
La 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 la.
Well,
Yes.
I
Thank you for the wise words, David.
do hate that I. Oh, that's a good one. I do hate that I missed out on Las Vegas though. It sounded like a lot of fun. I've been telling myself for years, like even back when I was still in college, like 10 years ago now at this point, every time there was a Magic event in Vegas, I kept saying like I'm gonna go to Vegas this year, and it just never worked out. So one of these days, we'll
I want
make
you
it
to come.
out there.
We're I mean, it's either Houston for the RC or Vegas, and I'm like it's neck and neck. And the biggest thing is Eternal Weekend is the week after Houston, and then Las Vegas is like I think it might be the day after Thanksgiving. They picked the worst possible days for traveling and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
they
also, as a
jam
segue-
everything.
As a segue,
into,
I
like-
guess. What's up?
No, I was just saying it's like they jam everything between like August, September, and October
did.
are like the 3
Yeah.
months where like everything happens. It always feels
Yeah.
like.
To kind of segue this, like I don't even know if I'm gonna go to Eternal Weekend because the band announcement got announced, and I don't know if I can handle it, Matt. They didn't ban Oops. Oops is okay. So here's the problem. Here's the problem that I'm having with it. Let's look at the legacy deck.
You're
So let's
late.
look at
You're just lazy. You're just
No,
lazy.
okay, no. It's because if you want to play in a competitive event, you're looking at a deck. Here are the top 5 decks in no particular order. I want you to guess which price is Oops. So one is $4,282. One is $3,000. One is $4,400. One is $800, and then one is $3,600. Would you like to guess which one Oops is?
It's the $800 one.
I will take Jonathan.
The cheap one.
Yeah,
The
you know
cheap
what?
one.
It's neither of them because when you click on Oops, that's actually an older list. The new one is $400. Okay,
Yeah,
because some of them
yeah.
just don't even play LED.
Yes, the $800 one is probably playing some number of Chrome mocks. You just don't need them.
Yeah, they are. You're right. I just don't get it. I'm just unhappy, and I want to complain. That's what I'm here
So
for.
I can finally play Legacy.
You can finally play Legacy.
Yeah.
Welcome to the format, David.
One of the
Alright, here we
cheapest
go.
decks is actually one of the best decks in the format now.
And
But,
the,
like,
the
the
best
top
part
deck-
about it, David, is according to the ban announcement when they decided not to do anything about Oops, they didn't ban anything from Oops because it takes such an intelligent person to play Oops and figure out the rules on why Oops works. So
Yeah, it's like
you
Boggles.
could play Oops and be the smartest man in the room.
I can't
Yeah.
lie. I have watched you play Oops, Jonathan, and like, I've been like, okay, I can. This A plus B equals death. Okay, all right. This is-
Exactly.
Yeah, of
this
course.
is
It's not
easy.
gonna be interactive.
Oh, you don't want to have Flip
Listen.
the Will? Just have the other death card.
Listen, David, it's even worse than that because you said A plus B. You need A. That's it.
That's A.
You need A. You need a spy or an informer.
Well, the B
and
is
you
the
win the
life
game.
total. You need to be alive.
Informer.
You do need to
A
be
plus
alive.
be
to play the
alive
card.
equals win.
But you do it on turn 1 so often, like the odds of you actually dying are so low. You also get 10 pieces of interaction. You get Cabal therapies, thought seizes, and Pactum negations. For a while, we were also playing unmasks, so like the odds of you missing on turn 1 is just so low. But
I wonder
think
if
that- I
the
think that-
prices on that stuff will actually go up
I'm just
because the deck is so good.
But what goes up?
everything is commons and uncommons.
What goes up? Poxwalkers? Like I don't know.
Yes,
Elvish
exactly.
spirit, narcomoebas crossing
There's the
over
one
power.
spirit thing in that deck that's actually hard to find. It's the thing that goes up.
The hardest thing to
This-
find, maybe Cabal Therapy. The thing is, like, everything has been printed in like the past like 5 years for this deck. Like the oldest thing is probably Undercity Informer, and it got a list printing.
But the it's so
no,
crazy. to see Oops.
Reanimate is the oldest card wheel.
No, it got printed in Breaking News. It got printed in Outlaws.
No, it
Oh, I
did.
thought you just meant like the oldest card, like in general.
Oh, I thought it was like Lotus Petal, but
Oh yeah, probably. I forgot Lotus Petal was in there.
Well,
But yeah,
I think
anyways, the whole point of it is if you
Yeah.
don't play Chrome Moxes or LEDs in the side, the deck costs less than a modern deck. And honestly, it's close to some standard decks.
I don't know that's really not saying much nowadays. Modern decks have gotten super expensive.
yeah, they're cheaper than they were. I
I'm
mean,
gonna
we're
say
not living in a, we're not living in a world again where there's like, $200 cards in modern, right?
I guess
There's
that's
what's
true.
the most expensive card in modern right now? Like,
Are we Mox Opal?
Right now, probably Mox Opal.
oh yeah, I forgot that is a
The
$200.
most
Okay,
expensive?
besides Mox Opal, what?
Mm,
Probably the other Mox.
I can't
Mox
even
Amber?
think of one right now.
Is it-
Mox,
it
no,
actually-
it's like 30.
It might be like Ocelot Pride. How expensive is
No, it's
Ocelot
like
Pride?
maybe like 40 to 50, maybe.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It might
And
not
the thing
even
is,
be
like,
that
every
much.
card is around like the $20 to $30 mark. I think that's what really makes it expensive. There's no
True.
replacement for some of that stuff. But
It's
like,
just
You're telling me there's no replacements for the broken cards that got printed in MH3?
no.
it's just I mean, it always ends up just being like just a critical mass of cards that cost between like $30 and $40. Like that's what's annoying about it. It's like by itself, it's not that bad, but you have to have
that
a
you need a
million of
playset
them.
of.
Yeah,
You gotta have a playset.
but you know what cards we won't need to have playsets of anymore?
Oh wait! Before you say it, can anybody that doesn't have the list up, can you name all 7 cards that were banned in standard?
Okay,
No.
let's see.
Because I play this format. So Quarter
Okay.
Steel Cutter,
Okay.
Monstrous Rage,
Okay.
Abuelo's Awakening,
Yep.
Up the Beanstalk,
Yep.
Hopeless Nightmare, This
Yep.
Town Ain't Big Enough.
Yep.
That is
One more,
6
one more.
cards.
One
One
more.
more.
I know the
card,
last one.
One more.
One more.
Broken, annoying card.
It was very broken and annoying.
I'm actually
In
blanking
multiple
out on it too.
formats.
Oh no, Manful Mouse. No,
there it is.
Heartfire Hero. Heartfire Hero.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I know what you meant. Hardfire.
The
Hero.
mouse.
Yep.
Yeah.
7 of them.
Any of the mice, just one of them had to go.
Yeah.
So
Who would have
if
thought? Who would have thought when Bloomburrow got printed that the mouse tribe would be the busted one?
That's honestly, I think a lot of people. Well, not I don't know about busted, but it definitely was the most aggressive.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
none of the other tribes really
All
did
of them
anything
were
really.
kind of
Like
close. Like
lizards.
I think bats was the most played tribe when it first came out because it had a lot of really cool. Yeah, it had a lot of really good synergy and just in a vacuum, that deck was just really really good.
Hmm.
It was almost
Wonder-
so good that I was like building it for standard because I thought when I watched it play, I was just like, man, this is just like super good.
So do you guys think? Do you think it was enough, or do you think it was too much?
God,
think it was
there's
way
a
too
bigger
much.
problem
I
if
think
this
it
is
was-
not too much.
I think it was enough. I think that like they took care of. They kind of just like reset the standard format, which
They
I
just
think
rotated
desperately
it. They
needed.
rotated the
They
format.
just needed it.
It
If
quite-
they,
it quite
like,
did-
solved
literally
these
did.
issues with the standard format that they did in this one big ban before, then we probably would have only seen maybe a handful of cards banned. But like they took forever to ban Monsters Rage, took forever to ban up the Beanstalk.
Well, the problem
I
is
have a special
that
guest. I have a special guest.
the problem is that is not that they had to ban 7 cards. The problem
Hello,
is that
Josh.
they only do this once a year.
What's the topic of
Yeah.
discussion right now?
The ban announcements.
Oh,
Oh, Andrew.
Yeah, so it has to be big.
that's
Look,
my reaction. All right, bye guys.
Okay, bye.
I
Do
don't
you,
have a
do you
face.
think they like? I mean, obviously they're not. They seem pretty attached to this scheduled ban thing. Do you think if they didn't have the scheduled ban thing, how many cards would they have banned? If they could
think
just ban whatever they
4.
wanted.
Oh,
mono red
ban on
stuff?
a regular basis?
Yeah, if they just banned
yeah.
as needed instead of we can only ban once a year or
Then in
at this
this
exact
case,
time.
Probably just Corey Steelcutter and Abuela's Awakening from recent data.
You
I
don't
think those would have
Rage
probably
would've
been the
gotten hit?
cuts. Rage would have been banned before. Is my
Oh,
guess,
I see. Oh,
my
yeah,
opinion that
Raid
like,
should have been
Beanstalk
banned about 8
is
months
banned.
ago.
Yeah, and something from the Pixie deck. I don't know what it could have been. Hopeless Nightmare and or this town ain't big enough. I'm happy that they honestly took care of both of them because both of them were pretty stupid strategies.
It's funny too because I was watching a standard league, and it truly is just completely not interesting to watch standard right now. Like it's just prowess.
Standard's
Mhm.
weird right now because we just did all these bans, and in like 2 weeks we get a new set. So what's the point?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, people
I
didn't
think-
try out like all the stuff that was like not even tier 2. It was like at that point it was like tier 2.5 or 3 because it was
Yeah.
so bad. But now like people actually have some options that they can really play.
I think
and really
this-
explore all the cards people weren't able to.
This might have been the first Pro Tour that I checked in because I mean it was at Vegas. We were there in Vegas. I checked in throughout the day, every day we were there, and this might be the first time I've ever watched a Pro Tour where the most interesting part of the Pro Tour was the draft. Every round of standard was either prowess, mono red, or omniscience combo, and it was so boring.
Yeah.
Like they didn't. I don't think they showed any domain. They showed Jody Keith on like his graveyard deck like one time,
Mhm.
and then like one of the backup matches was Eli Cassis on the Roots deck. But literally, I'm pretty sure every other match was
is it prowess?
between those
mono
three
red?
decks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because those were the only ones that were winning.
Domains
wants to
Something
watch
else
boring
was
though
winning
too.
to be interesting.
Like I say that as a domain player, I guess domain is very boring to watch. It's just I'm gonna cast a spell
no.
and draw a card
Or
and
that
cast a
honestly
spell.
pretty sweet.
Draw a card, play a fatty, repeat.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you need to do, and then you win eventually. Unless they're on mono red, then you just lose.
Uh-huh.
But it
So as a domain player, Matt, is domain dead with no more Beanstalk?
it hurts it. It hurts it quite a bit. Like that was I mean, that was the reason. That was the incentive for like playing spells like Ride's End and the big. That was the main draw of the deck in general for the fatties too, because you cast
Mhm.
a big creature for a reduced cost that replaces itself. So it's just a card like engine. Like the deck's still playable technically. I cannot see a world where it keeps, being a tier 1 choice. Like it's
You probably have to play the
because
blue one to get some like card draw and all that, but like,
yeah.
oh, some of them are playing Yuna. There you go. You know what that card
Yeah,
does?
Yuna's been pretty impressive, honestly.
So I guess the
Allows
next
you
the
to
next
kind of do a
question
graveyard thing.
the next question I guess I would have for you guys, I guess the standard RCQ season isn't starting for a couple months, right? In August, is that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So by that time we'll have a new set, and with the new set we'll have rotation, right? With Edge of Eternities.
Yeah.
So what if you guys were like starting to brew or think about decks to play for the next standard RCQ season? What are you guys thinking about?
Something with Vivi. I
Mono
know
red.
that. I think that card is broken.
I
Vivi
think
Cauldron looks pretty sick.
Well, Cauldron's going. Wait, no, Cauldron's around.
Cauldron,
Still, right?
Cauldron is still in, yeah. It was with Wilds.
I don't even
I don't
know
know.
what's rotating, man.
Yeah.
I feel like some of these sets have been here since I was in high school. I don't feel
Good.
like it
the,
is.
the best thing to know is that Shieldred is rotating. Finally,
I don't believe
after
you.
after
Shieldred at
18
this
years.
point.
yeah, actually
Shieldred stopped being relevant like months ago.
No, I know. I don't play a lot of
About this
standard, but still, it's crazy that she's still in standard.
let's see. So
It
what's
is
in
Staying
standard?
standard for a very long time.
Do you remember back
So-
when COVID happened that they extended the rotation and they let Eldraine in? Was it for 3 years? Was that right? Do you remember OG
Legal-
Eldraine where they banned like half the set and they
Oh,
they freaking
Yeah.
legal? Yeah, they didn't they like move the rotation because of that or something?
because of Wilds of Eldraine? I don't
Yeah,
think
no,
it
no, no.
was
They
Wilds,
moved it
Throne,
because of COVID.
Throne of
because of
Eldraine.
COVID.
So
Yeah,
we're
Yeah, maybe.
I have the rotation in front of me in case y'all want to know.
Oh, yeah. I want to hear it. Yeah.
Until Friday, August 1st, 2025. This is from whatsinstandard.com. Dominaria United, the Brothers War, Phyrexia All Will Be One, March of the Machine, The Aftermath. That is what is getting axed. And then until early 2027, we have...
Oh god.
Wow.
Oh god.
Oh, right.
That's the next rotation?
Jesus Christ, yeah.
Because they extended another to align with like the beginning of the year set instead of the end of the year set.
Legal
So
until
we have an extra
2030.
6 months of standard.
Just 6 months of Monsters Rage, except not, but
Legal until
They could have
2030. Magic Foundation. That might as well be 1,000 years, as far as I'm concerned. Forever.
Yeah, I'll be dead
Legal
by
until
then.
2030.
yeah.
By 2030.
Yeah, it's
look up,
it's
like, cards.
crazy.
To think about.
But,
foundations and all that.
I mean, realistically, if there was a standard tournament tomorrow, I feel like, Mono Red feeds like the first week or two of a new standard season, like always. Like you can just about set your watch by it. So like probably some kind of aggro, just small creatures burn spells deck. I cannot see that being a bad choice. At least until people figure out what decks are good, and then pivot to something like that. Blue black basically didn't get touched, so I feel like blue black's going to be
I know
a strong
David,
contender.
Yeah, some during rotation.
a little, not a
yeah,
lot
that's
though,
true.
right?
Yeah.
So
No,
we're
not
losing.
in particularly. I think the main curve is like gonna be still there.
Because
But-
you still have Kaito, right? Kaito. what's
Yeah, the
Kaito?
curve of like
Duskmourn.
Spyglass Siren into the Flood Pitch Drowner into Kaido into the Curiosity.
Yeah,
Powerful.
all of that.
Mhm.
All of
Also-
that. Stays. A lot of them are playing Ren the Relentless lately. If you've seen that.
Ooh, that card's been pretty sweet. I don't
I had
know
the
if it's
thought,
gonna still be
too.
sweet. I don't know if that's still what people are gonna be wanting to do since there's a little less aggro in the format right now.
Yeah.
had the
You know,
thought
actually-
too. What
on.
was,
There, one big thing that's rotating. I know Will's trying to figure out what was rotating. One of the biggest things I think is we're losing 2 cycles of lands. Right, we're losing the fast
Yeah, we
lands
are.
and the pain lands.
Yeah, but
Not
we're getting
all of the
better
fast
lands.
lanes?
We're getting better lands now.
we're getting the
Mhm.
shock
Yeah, we
land.
are.
We're
We're
not,
getting
we're not
shocks.
losing all the fast lands. Only half of them.
Oh, right. Wait, but we're getting
And-
the opposite half of the shocklands, right? So for the ones that are rotating, we got Dark Slick Shores, Copperline Gorge.
Hmm.
Oh no, I guess we're getting the same
I think
ones,
it's
right?
kind
We're
of a
getting-
mix. Yeah,
They literally threw darts. I think there's no order to it. It's not
Oh, really?
ally or enemy. They just
Yeah.
pick 5 random ones.
Oh,
So,
okay. I didn't even notice.
let me look up
Well, that's-
Edge Shockland, Edge of Eternity Shocklands.
Yeah,
edging
make sure-
shocklands.
My hot take is that the
Careful there.
shocklands
Yes,
should have been in
it's sensitive.
foundations. Personally,
Sorry,
But
say that
you-
again, Matt.
I said my hot take is they should have just put the shocklands in foundations. Like everybody, it never
That
found
was wild, actually.
That was
Every-
awesome.
wild.
every single
What
person is
lands did we
excited
get?
when they see shocklands getting
We
printed.
got Watery Grave, Stomping
Just
Ground,
Firelight?
Godless Shrine, Sacred Foundry, and Breeding Pool.
The art on them is amazing too. I love the space art
Yeah, it's really good art.
on them.
I'm excited to see the full arts because you know they're gonna have full art versions of these.
I think one of them got leaked. I think
I saw the Stomping Ground.
Yeah, the Stomping Grounds got leaked. I think.
Well, the
Yeah, super exciting.
I also had a random thought.
I don't believe you.
The Corey Steelcutter. That was it. How long was that in standard? Like a month or something.
Like maybe 2
It-
months.
Months or so.
It reminded me of Smuggler's Copter almost. You remember how that was in standard for like a couple weeks or something, and then it got
Yeah,
banned? Yeah,
got
it's crazy.
It was in standard for a little longer than that, right? Because it
Was
got
it?
swept up in a big ban.
Wasn't there
That was
wasn't there
probably
something
the
from
last biggest ban from standard, right? How many
That
cards
big
that ban
Smuggler's
that
Copter?
rotation? The Smuggler's Copter ban. That was like Emrakul the Promised and
was that the one where they also like randomly banned Reflector Mage?
Yes, I don't know about randomly.
Yeah.
It was Bant Company.
I
Bant
didn't play a
lot
Company
of
was
standard,
everywhere.
It seemed a little weird.
Yeah, that
So
card was pretty-
Tarkir release date was April 11th. So it lasted what, Monday. So let's see, April 11th to June
just see
30th.
the Eraserhead math.
It was in
around his
June
head.
this year.
Hang on. April 11th. Okay.
Carried to 2.
June 30th. Not long. That's the answer.
Good math.
Uh,
Good math.
What are you?
It lasted
Are you trying
80
to
days.
math right now?
80 days.
Beautiful.
It should-
54. There were 54 working days, 26 non-working days, including 12 Saturdays, 12 Sundays, and 2 federal holidays.
Thanks, Will.
You're welcome.
Oh, that's what he was calculating.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I definitely just didn't look up the calculator. Yeah.
Yeah, I think someone Will said it lasted 80 days. Someone said it should have been less. And I couldn't agree more.
Honestly.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
It's been less for them to look at that and be like, oh, this card's getting played in every single format. And they're winning.
It's probably fine
A
for
little
standard.
much.
Well,
Back in April, I was just
You
a
know what
wee
I'm glad
child.
they didn't do for this one for Corey Steelcutter at least was their excuse for why they printed a card that was so broken.
Oh,
Have you
God.
noticed that lately?
Yes.
In the last few that they were just like, we'll just like explain this whole mistake that happened. And
That was my favorite thing with Nadu. It's like,
the
yeah,
same
we just
mistake-
forgot.
The same mistake just kept happening with the most broken cards. Like I just remember the One Ring and Nadu basically being cut and paste about how they ended up being so busted.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, we had it a certain way, and then we thought it might be
No.
not good enough for Commander, so we changed it
Yeah.
and never tested it. Thought it'd be fine.
Yeah, it's almost like the Oko ban where they like what was the famous quote? We drastically underestimated the power of his +1 or something. It's like, oh, sorry, we knew this thing was broken, but you know, whatever. But yeah,
We just
no,
thought it'd be
it's
Very
fine.
funny.
Standard is going to be shaken up, but yeah, as far as the other formats go, Legacy, Modern, Pioneer, the other assorted ones, uh,
What's
completely
What's that?
untouched.
What is
The redheaded stepchild
what is
of
that?
Magic right now.
what is
It got
what is-
taken out back for no reason.
Pioneer.
Me and David played in DC, and then they announced that they never wanted to do it ever again.
What Pioneer?
Yeah, DC was like the last Pioneer event, and then they announced the schedule, and it was just
We were like,
oh.
Yeah,
took
I
over.
know. I know you
I'm
guys
glad they're
like are
doing my
used to
Pioneer
the.
deck, too.
I know you guys are used to the standard modern Pioneer RCQ schedule, but how about we don't do that anymore?
How about
Uh-huh.
no?
How
My
about you
cats are
just?
in this
Sure,
box. My cats are in a
I'm sure
box
it-
over there, just chilling.
I'm sure it had nothing to
Oh.
do with them making all the Universes Beyond stuff for this year standard legal,
Uh-huh.
Yeah, totally not. Totally not.
making sure that everybody gets their play.
Yeah, I think
Funny
I think
enough,
that
y'all-
was.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
I was going to say I think that was the ultimate message of the banning was buy Final Fantasy for the love of God, please. Play.
Yeah,
y'all
play-
wanna hear,
Will's post on he's like buy Final Fantasy ass ban announcement.
yeah, I did say. Do y'all, just
Um,
for curiosity, do y'all know what the? Do you want to know what the current like top deck is in Pioneer?
Ooh, I know this. I know this one.
Yeah.
It's
Mm.
literally the standard
It's
mono red.
standard
mice
mono
deck.
red. I will read you the list. The creatures, there's 20 of them. 4 Heartfire Heroes, 4 Ember Heart Challenger, 4 Manifold Mouse, 4 Screaming Nemesis, 4 Sunspine Links. The spells are Burst Lightning, Monstrous Rage, Reckless Rage, there we go, so that's a mix-up, and 2 Lightning Strikes, and Kumano Faces, and then that's it. The lands have a Mutavault, and then it's just standard lands plus Sokazan, and 1 Raminette Ruins.
Yeah,
This deck is $100.
Pioneer is one of the
Well, I
most
mean, nobody has to
abused
buy it, so-
formats. It's just
Yeah.
it becomes
It is.
it started out as people kind of cool, then became a joke, then people got into it, then it became a joke again, and then it came back, and now it's a joke again. It's just up and down. Just there's
Now it's
no.
dead.
I just hope that next year they just overcorrect and just make it all Pioneer.
I hope
Because
so.
Super
God,
I
they
do
do
like
not do
the
that.
Pioneer format. I do actually like it.
I'm just saying, you can play your Corey Steel Cutters and Is It Phoenix?
They
Just
do.
saying.
Ooh,
That is
sure
the
can.
thing that
that's
they do.
enticing. Well, the
Yeah.
standard
Ledger Shredder
is,
who
so everybody has it's July right now. You have like a month to decide what you want to play / sell all of your old stuff, I guess. Until
yeah, I think I've done a good job of selling most of my old stuff. That doesn't matter. I've tried to like buy nothing else that rotates out.
Matt, do you want to hear
Yeah.
how I got back into standard?
please.
So in Vegas, they had these events. And basically you could get tickets for them and then take them over to the booth and trade them in for stuff. So they had the promo packs that I'm always begging our stores to give me because I'm cute.
Yes.
They had them for 200 tickets for one of them. If you won a singular game in the challenge that I was in, you got 1,800 tickets, meaning you could buy 9 of the promo packs. And if you lost, you got 600, so you got 3. Over the weekend, I added it up. I got 90 promo packs for this. And
I think
a graded
over the-
Dan.
I think over the weekend, between me, David, Will, and Kenny, we had to have opened like 700 promo packs.
And not
Like-
a single children.
Not a single
Oh
children.
wow,
Which is
That gives
wild
you
because
Dominaria.
honestly, I feel like every time that we go to Gear, one of us opens a Shieldred. So I guess they just got the special box that has all of them. Because I opened at least 20 of those packs. I think honestly, I think Maxwell actually got the best one. He pulled a Cavernous Souls. I pulled 2 Mondrax, which
I
were
thought you had a pretty good one, and a Agatha Soul Cauldron.
yeah, I do have
Oh,
the
yeah.
Soul Cauldron and all
Those are
that. But yeah, that's
pretty
how that's how I'm getting into standard because it's just like, well, all these cards are going to be bulk rare, so I'm just going to wait until rotation, see what's good, and just go from there. So
That's
That's
how
a
we
good
will
plan.
decide what deck we play.
We need to figure
I
out
spend
like. Oh
I
yeah,
spend my time more productively.
David found the Magic tournament. So this thing, by the way, they have this at Gen Con, and it's $1 less for some reason. It's $124 instead of 125. I don't know why, but anyway,
Oh.
so they are this tournament. It's called a Secret Lair Spectacular, and if you, I have the plane chase cards over here, so you can
Oh, that
call
was
Judge at
good.
any time, and if you call Judge and say the magic words, your game turns into a plane chase game. Now, how it works though is what is it? If you get one win, you get nothing. You just get an extra ticket or something.
Yeah, so it was a kind of a great scale. So besides the plane chase game, it was a normal modern tournament. It was actually regular REL for some reason. It didn't require a deck list and all for the prizes that they were given. I thought that was weird. Um, but it was a double elimination tournament. So there was capped at 6 rounds, and as soon as you took 2 losses, then you were out.
Okay.
Uh, and then every time you won a match, you got a upgraded scaling on or not an upgrade, but basically a different prize. I guess everybody kind of got the same prize. So for your participation, just for playing, you got a Secret Lair Sudden Edict non-foil,
Which is
and then
going
if
for how
you
much?
like, if you talk about MSRP, isn't it like $60-$70
60
or something like
$70
that?
for a sudden edict.
Yeah, yeah, just for the non-foil sudden edict, and then when you won your next game,
Got a toy.
then you got a toy, which
I've
was
got that
I
toy
don't know
sitting
if
on my counter.
I still have one sitting on my god. I'm like I'm not sure if they just needed to get rid of these stupid things or what the hell it is.
Keep
But
talking. I'm gonna go get it because it's sitting in my living room. A
yeah,
sec.
please do.
Grab the toy
I
for
was
you.
like, wow. And then so if you won your third match, then you got a foil sudden edict and a extra ticket to use for your plane chase game. Uh, and the foil sudden edict is around 140, $150. And so
Wow,
like
that's insane.
like these events are like 120 some to enter. So just or 125 to enter. So just kind of keep that in mind when you're like thinking about like how much the prizes are worth and how much these promos are worth. So if you got 4 wins,
Oh, that's cute.
uh, you got a
You're ready.
non-foil. What's that stupid card called?
Questing
Uh,
Druid.
Questing Druid. Yeah, the non-foil Questing Druid promo, and that card is around 200 or so dollars. So if you get 4 wins, then you basically made like at that point you've made basically double your money. And then from there, the top 64, it paid out prizes all the way to like top 64. So like this is on in addition to like the match per win prize that you get as well. So there were some people there was only the most that we had in these tournaments was like 140 people. So
And
people were going like 2-2 and getting top 64 and getting a foil questing druid promo, which was about like $300-$400 if you found the right buyer for it.
how much was it to enter again?
Just for $125. So that's all that I did that weekend. Legit all that I did. And the top eight, that's where like or top 16, I mean top eight, top 16 where like the real prizes were because that's when you started getting the lightning bolt promos and the non-foil goes for about 1,200 or so. And then the foil is like what gets paid out to top eight.
Did you
Uh,
tell them the special rule about how
oh
you
my
could get a
god, yeah.
lightning bolt?
Special rule for the lightning. So yeah, so what is it? First place gets 2 foil lightning bolts. Any person that played the first place person in that tournament also gets a non-foil lightning bolt.
You just
But
win
you
a
have to wait
grand.
till the end. So you could have like lost out and then so happened to play against the first seat person and then just waited the whole time and got your lightning bolt. I don't know if anybody actually did that or like went and came back, but
I know on your
that was a
last-
sweet prize.
I know on the last day they didn't. So I left. I
Well,
left and was doing Vegas stuff, but they were off doing Magic stuff. And was it during top 8? They told them they had to leave because the venue was closing down.
The last
It's
round
wild.
in round
Yeah.
6, we were all sitting there waiting for the last match to be finished up so that we can do all the prizes and everything. And then the security person walks in, and we already knew that they were closing out part of the venue, so they moved the tournament from one part of the venue to the other part, thinking they were going to close it down. And this security guard comes up to the people playing their match and just be like, "Y'all gotta go."
It's like, I don't care if you're in the middle
Get
of
outta
your little
here.
game. You guys got to get out of here.
I just remember what you
so-
said about. I remember what you said about the judge, that he was just
Oh, the judge
just
was the
like,
perfect
"Y'all
one.
done, get out." And then they went, "But what about our promos?" And he went, "Damn it!"
Come on right now! They just like go back to the security guard. And they're like, they're trying to like figure out like what they can do, I guess, to like keep the game going. And eventually, they're just like, all right, fuck. Well, they're just forcing us out. So like the judge walks up and he tells everybody, "Everybody gotta go. Everybody gotta leave. If you're not actively playing, then you need to leave." And almost in unison, like several people were like, "What about our prizes?" And they were just like,
It just turns into a mob.
Eventually, what they ended up doing was like by the time they were deliberating everything, everybody got done with their matches. So they told everybody to go outside on the patio, and we had to wait outside on the patio to get our prizes.
Get
I might
these
have
bad.
fucking nerds
I
out
was
of here.
sad because
Poker
I
tournament.
went 5-1 and did not make top 8.
Yeah.
I missed out on breakers. I would have won all the way out. Because the only dude that I lost to was like the first seat player going into that round, and he lost his round. So I lost out on the extra non-foil lightning bolt and possibly a foil lightning bolt for making top 8.
Oh, that's
So
bad.
I was perturbed.
I'm telling you, the funniest thing though was, so he did this all 3 days, and the matchup he lost the most to was to this guy
Oh, no.
playing Mill.
Oh,
Where I think there was it on the second time you played against him, he swung for lethal, and he in response cast Crypt Concursion and gained 48 life.
no, Toxic Deluge me and then played Cryptic.
Oh, it's even better.
And I almost immediately just pulled for the plane chase.
He was at breakfast.
At any point, you can even be on the stack and just like call the judge and like turn in your ticket and play a plane chase game, and
Hey,
then
look-
hope that whatever you got off the top was good enough.
Let me find this real quick. Hang on. I think it's.
Oh yeah, there were some
somewhere
really
over here.
sweet plane chases. It was a really fun mix up for playing modern. People you normally did it when
These
they
are the
were
plane
like
chase
down.
cards.
When they were like losing their game or whatever, it kind of gave them a second chance, a second win at trying to win. But there were
So-
some really cool ones.
We were at breakfast, and he was contemplating how to win the game with this one. So if you can't read, I think it might be flipped on here, but I'll read
Yeah,
it.
good.
It's called Imaginary Friends. It says players may cast spells as though they were other cards legal in the game's format with the same mana type and mana cost. So we were contemplating how the heck can we beat Mill with the mana cost cards? Not about an infinite combo or anything. Just what in these colors can beat Mill?
For the life of me, I could not think of anything.
We couldn't figure it out.
Or
You can't keep getting away with it!
Basically, it just turned the game into mental magic.
Turns out Mill is just too good.
It is.
I have
Shout
two
out
sets
to Jesus. He was a great sport still. I know he might
Oh, yeah.
follow the podcast too.
Oh yeah, no, sure.
Followed Southern Magic, so shout out to him. He
Yeah,
was
he did
honestly
follow
they were
Southern
really
Magic.
good games. He did whoop me fair and square, honestly. There was nothing I could do. So we played very good games.
Well, that
and it was
sounds
funny,
good.
the last day on Sunday, we kept seeing each other because we were like the same record for like 3 rounds in a row.
Were you growling at him? I would have growled at him. Stay away, stay away, stay away.
We can't possibly do this again.
So,
I can't
Luckily,
handle
we
it.
didn't.
just to it sounds like y'all had a lot of fun. So that I mean, all in all, sounds like y'all made some money, had a lot of fun, played a lot of Magic. So I mean, can't ask for
I need to
much
show
more
you
than
my
that.
trophy.
Oh yeah.
I got a cool little trophy. Well, not a trophy. It's a trophy to me. So I entered in one of the Dan tournaments because I thought it would be fun, and Kenny wanted to play, and I was like, yeah, sure, why not? I'm here. I want to play something, and I ended up getting top 8. And if you get in top 8, you get a graded Dan. The card
Ooh,
is
that's hot.
hang on, let me look up. Let me look up how much this Dan is. It is in total
Man, pricey.
$1.01. But I know it's near mint because it's graded, so I know that's an accurate price. But the funny thing, the cool thing about it is I won this piece of paper from Beckett that said I could just get it graded, and it gets a special label on it saying that I got top 8 in the Dan tournament. So it's an actual
hell
trophy.
Yeah. That is awesome.
Yeah, I'm so hyped for it. It's supposed to get here like either this week or next week, so
That
I've been
is
checking
so
my
sick.
mail every day. Yeah,
I should have used it on something else.
You and Kenny are
you
the
could have actually
duo.
used it on anything. I could have used it on a dual land, or I could have used it on freaking that Buster sword I pulled, or like any expensive card. But no, I gotta give it the Dan. It's got the special label.
Gotta get
You want to know how much
gotten the cursed totem.
Do you want to know how much that grading was actually? Because they put it all in the system and then comped it. It was like over $150 because it was the expedited plus the. I had to pay part of the shipping, but it was the expedited plus the insurance and all that. So I had to insure a $2 card. Sorry, dollar card.
How do you feel about that?
Same. Well, to kind of cap it off, because I do want to. We're going a little bit long, but I think that's okay. We haven't been on for a while, so we can have a little bit of a long one because I do want to get y'all's thoughts on this at the request of another Southern Magic contributor, Caleb. This is a line from the ban announcement. I do not know who said it. Usually it's
It was Carmen.
Carmen wrote this. Okay, so this is from the ban announcement. To quote, to some, this deck can be particularly frustrating to lose to, as it feels like it's abusing Magic's game engine more than it's playing a game of Magic. To other people, it's an illustration of why Magic game engine is cool. The deck is doing a bunch of things that shouldn't be allowed and rewards having a deep knowledge of the rules and cards in Magic. It puts us in a difficult position of trying to arbitrate whether we think it has a positive or negative impact on the environment. So, and I'm not sure what deck they're referring to.
Oh man, what deck could they be referring to that rewards such a deep knowledge of the formatted Magic's rules? What could it be?
Yeah,
it's
not
fucking
just copying
oops
a
all
list.
spells.
Yeah,
It's fucking oops all spells.
Yeah.
That is the most brain dead.
I feel like we can curb your enthusiasm the way you like just circled.
as an oops all spells player, okay, and to be fair, I've been playing oops since way before MH3 and we got the extra MDFCs. I've been playing it for a very long time. Oops is the easiest fucking deck in Legacy to play. You don't have to think about brainstorms. You don't have to think about countering anything. You don't have to think about what your lands do. You don't have to think about anything. You play a spy, you win the game. Oh, your opponent has interaction? You have Pact of Negations. You don't have to think about anything. I think that is the most heinous line that they could have written about this deck.
What I mean, was this? Hang on. Was it really about oops? Also, oops! Oh, it is.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
I thought you were. Okay.
The point they're trying to make with that line is that they're trying to say like, oh, we should reward players for learning that the weird interactions with the way MDFCs work in oops all spells, like it's not like a super common thing that every single person knows. Like that, I feel like that's the point they're trying to make. Like, oh, it's a deep understanding of the rules and cards and Magic, because who else would have thought about not playing real lands in your deck? Like everyone. We've done it since Agadeem's Awakening came out in Battle for Zendikar.
Yeah, that feels like an article that I probably would have wrote. Me not being a legacy player, like the legacy player did not write that portion of the article. To be fair,
I mean,
Yeah, it's definitely the Magic as Richard Garfield intended versus Magic, how it is now.
As it
So,
is.
yeah, I would have evolved into.
you know how
yeah,
Poxwalkers works with Cabal therapy? It'll make you sad.
I don't know what
Well, it won't.
Poxwalker
It
is.
won't. It won't make me sad. It'll make you sad.
Part of the casting cost of Cabal therapy for the flashback is to sacrifice it. So you sacrifice the creature and then you cast the spell. Poxwalkers will see Cabal therapy leave the yard, so Poxwalkers comes back.
He said he doesn't even know what Poxwalkers is.
Oh,
I think I kind of vaguely remember that card.
It's a 3/1 that says whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, return Poxwalkers from your graveyard to the battlefield.
it's a
Yeah,
Warhammer card, isn't it?
Which is,
Yeah.
huh?
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. So the whole reason, I mean, the deck was perfectly fine before we had Fel the Profane and Bogart Trawlers, the extra MDFCs, but now we have that, so now it's like even more consistent. The biggest problem before was just trying to get up to 4 mana, but now you can kind of, not obviously you're not playing like a mid-range game or anything like that, but you don't have to go off on turn 1 every single time because you kind of have backups with your lands now. But we also used to only have Narcomoebas, and then they printed Poxwalkers, and Poxwalkers is like Narcomoeba on steroids. And so now you have, and then like the entire game used to revolve around you dread returning Thassa's Oracle. It used to be that if they could answer that, you lost the game. But now, and it kind of happened, I guess, a little bit because of the modern Oops deck, and then maybe some of the Cephalid Breakfast deck. But now you play Jack-o'-lantern and Memory's Journey. So if they do answer it, you can just shuffle cards back into your deck and play a couple more turns, probably get there again anyways. Even if you have to cast the Thoracle or try to Dread Return again or whatever. Just you also, I mentioned this earlier, but you also get 10 pieces of interaction. You get 4 Thoughtseize, 4 Pactum Negations, and 2 Cabal Therapies to clear someone's hand or to answer a counter spell or whatever like that. So, but again, all of this interaction, all of this stuff is if, counting to 4 doesn't work. And 99% of the time it just works. So you don't have to think about any of this.
You draw Fairy Macabre.
Well, it's also
And
also
to be clear, very clear to the audience and to us, you like this deck, Maxwell, right?
Okay, it's actually funny. I was talking to David. I was talking to David, a different David, earlier today. And yes, I love the deck. I've been playing it forever. I played it in Modern when it was bad. Like, I played it in Modern when you shouldn't have been able to play it in Modern. I like the deck. But anyone who knows me knows that I play decks that you don't have to think about anyways. I used to play Glimpse of Tomorrow or Calibrated Blast, or I played the Geological Appraiser deck in Pioneer. I want to play Magic games that don't last very long at all.
A Maxwell scale where if he thinks a card is freaking awesome, sell it immediately. It's getting banned. Tybalt's Trickery, Geological Appraiser. Hey, let me just go to the ban list. Every card you love. Yeah.
So the thing is, though, as someone who's played Oops for a very long time and as someone who loves the deck, I am very confident that anyone who plays Oops All Spells in Legacy would not be upset about the deck being banned. I think anyone who plays the deck understands that this is kind of a joke deck. It should not be as good as it is. But it is that good because they just keep printing more and more good stuff for it. And I don't know. In my opinion, I could be wrong. If anyone out there is listening and you disagree with this, I don't care. Not a single soul in the world would be upset if Oops got banned. People who play it and people who don't would not be upset if the deck was gone.
I think they should ban half of it. I think they should ban just either the spy. Well, here's the thing: if you ban the spy, I feel like they just put in Charbelcher, right?
Oh yeah.
You just ban Charbelcher.
I mean,
you
it
main
kind
deck
of
the Charbelcher and LEDs. It's fine.
it kind of exemplifies like everything that people have been critiquing Magic for a long time now. Is like the cards are getting weirder. There's a lot more weird interactions. It's just power creep to hell and back, and like Oops All Spells is just taking that notion and just turning it up to 11. Like it's just it's everything that they are like saying they are not doing or they're trying not to do.
The
What
funniest
is the
thing
card
is
that
how
set it off? That's my thing. So like
it was MH3 getting the 2 extra untapped MDFCs.
So it's MH3's fault. That's crazy.
Another fault of
Who would have
MH3.
guessed? Who would have guessed?
You know what the real thing is? Let's just ban Jack-o'-lantern. That's really what it is.
No, if you actually want to kill it, and you'd also I think Dread Return could be, or I don't know. I think if you ban one of the spies, you probably just have to ban them both. Because if you ban one of them, you just rebuild the deck to play Besiege the Mirror, and you still have all 4 copies or all 8 copies, and it's really not that hard.
It has so much stuff that like it's almost like the Jund of combo where like you can like every bit of it is just like you can take out a segment of it, but you still have all this other stuff that like is
What
still
if we
helping
ban?
it.
What if we
What if
ban
you just-
Pact of Negation?
If you ban Pact of Negation,
Ooh.
then I think we just go back to Unmasks. Then we have 10 discard spells.
Oh, okay. What if we ban?
I think what you actually need to ban is just Thassa's Oracle. Just ban Thassa's Oracle.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Just ban Thassa's because then you what
Then
what
you
do
have
you
to play Lab Man,
yeah
and then you have to try to draw a card, which is way
Yeah.
harder.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, Thoracle has just been like the thing, right? The thing that like if they ban it, then that's like so many problematic decks that are just gone.
I mean
Yeah.
people have
And the
been
possibility for problematic decks.
I'm
It
very
also
far
hurts the
removed.
Cephalid Breakfast, which I don't think anyone would
Yeah.
be that upset about. But I think if at that point they should probably just ban Nadu anyways from that deck, because that Nadu is the actual problem in that one. So
Maybe Thoracle is like when they were talking about Omniscience, where they just want Omniscience decks in the format. Maybe they just want Thoracle decks. Maybe they just think Thoracle is cool.
that's fine.
Haven't
I
people
guess.
in like Commander gotten pretty much over Thoracle? Like it's
Yeah, in CDH. Oh, for sure.
it's EDH. Like
Imagine
I've-
spending $5,000 on a deck to win with Thassa's Oracle.
yeah, exactly. That just seems boring to
I
me.
just remember that one ALL that you played that you went for the combo, and
God.
that guy he countered it, and then
I-
on his turn he reanimated your Balustrade Spy, targeted you. You didn't play Legacy for like 3 months after that. You were
That
so
is
upset.
awesome.
I was so scarred, dude.
You got so hard.
The worst thing is that I had thought seized him beforehand too, and it took me like 2 turns to get my mana right, and in those 2 turns he drew a Force and a Reanimate, and this was before we had the Jack-o'-lantern Memories Journey tech, so he milled me, and by God, I got my Narcomoeba triggers, but I did lose that game.
Nothing much else.
It's
Nothing
also
much else.
it's also interesting too because like and this is knocking on the door of like another like entire huge like discussion that we don't have to dive into at all, but just the idea that like the wording of this is I find very interesting it basically sounds like this is how you can play Magic, but please don't play it this way. Right? I mean, are you kind of getting that vibe from that? Like, because that's what it sounds like to me when I read it. Is like the deck is doing a bunch of things that shouldn't be allowed, and rewards having a deep knowledge of the rules and cards and Magic, which seems like it should be a given if you're going to play the game competitively. It seems like you should have a deep, yeah.
But also I think them using the term shouldn't be allowed is really weird for them to say. If like by nature, if you're doing something you shouldn't be able to do, they should probably be banned.
Yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem
If
with
you're
the
not
game.
supposed to be able to do this, like in a game, that sounds like you're breaking the rules. If that's the case, ban it. But then
Please
they're
don't
like,
do it.
but
I'm
then
like,
they're
I'm
like,
gonna do it anyway.
but then they're like, but you know, it kind of is fine because the only way you'd know that you can do this is by having a deep rule understanding of the rules, but which is just not the case.
No, you read a primer. You didn't even have to read the primer.
You don't have to read a primer.
Read a
Bosch,
deck.
Bosch and Roll literally like loaded up the deck, got like a 5-second sideboard tips from someone, and went 5-0 in a legacy league. Never
You went
played the deck
5-0,
before.
10-0. It took him
5-0,
30
10-0.
minutes.
Never
It
touched
took
the
him
deck
30
before.
minutes.
Like what are we talking about? Like
Yeah, on Moto,
it's time.
Moto just plays the deck. It just plays the deck for you, doesn't it? You just do da-da-da, and then you win, right?
Yeah,
Isn't that how it
yeah.
goes?
You cast Spy, and then it asks, "Do you want to win the game?" And you say yes.
I love it. Yeah, I think that's
I understand this deck much more now. I think that
Yeah.
I will be happy,
I
very
think-
happy with it in Eternal Weekend.
You know,
Uh-huh.
you know what, David? As someone who doesn't play Legacy, you should stream Oops and just see what happens.
That would be
like
really
literal-
funny.
like
once
literally-
once I finally get my computer working. By the way, like YouTube watchers, that's why I'm a disembodied voice. I just don't have a laptop. I don't have a computer right now that actually works like it's supposed to. But yeah,
We'll
next
get
time
you
that I'm
sorted
able
out.
to
Your
get
PS5.
updated.
Yeah, I think
That would be
that would
awesome
be one
if
of
you
the
could do that.
funniest videos, especially since they didn't ban it, and they say you have to have a deep knowledge of the cards and the format. As someone who doesn't play Legacy, you take this deck that I'm saying is one of the easiest decks in Legacy to play, and you definitely get some wins. I don't know how many, but you will definitely get wins.
no, it is easy. Yeah,
You get a lot of hate comments, I'll tell you that
We
much.
should
That's
we
probably
should
also true.
we should definitely name this podcast Wizards Loves Oops.
Wizards loves Oops. We could do that.
Wizards love big
Standard
oopsies.
fans, and we've done nothing but Oops. Deep
Wizards loves
dives.
Oops.
I mean, to be fair, like that's all anyone wanted from the Legacy ban, right? Was something gone from Oops, maybe something from Demir, but like people are getting sick of seeing Oops,
mean,
and like
At what point are they just like, do they just have to take Demir out in the woodshed and just shoot it? Because man,
tried, right?
they keep dismembering it, and it's just not good enough.
Uh-huh.
I mean, the
They've
thing.
tried.
I mean, I'm trying to think of the thing like really holding it together right now. It's Kaito.
Is it just reanimate?
I
It's gotta just be reanimate, right?
Are we,
It's
if we're talking
Entomb,
about
right, that's the one.
Yeah,
every-
it's
everyone's
Entomb,
acting like
yeah.
it's
Doom is the one
busted
people
card.
are talking about.
okay, yeah, if you're talking about the reanimator build, yeah, it's Entomb. Like that's the thing. Like
I
if
thought
they
they all did reanimate. No.
well,
Is that
there's
not-
a
No, there's like a Demir mid-range deck that's still kind of doing things right. Am I thinking?
there's
Yep.
but it's not broken.
it's really good against
You're trying to-
rhinos.
Volumes.
As long as Rhinos is safe, we'll be fine.
I play Demir Tempo, and that's I play like the non-reanimator version of Demir, and yeah, you just have banger after banger in that deck. It's Barrogoyf, Brazen Borrower, Nethergoyf, like Kaito. Kaito is huge. Kaito has been
yeah.
such a
Good.
gigantic pickup for that
I
deck.
think it's hilarious that Kaito is as good as it is.
It's insane. I'm gonna swing
Now
with
you know
this
how we
guy.
feel in
Now you lose. Yeah.
People were talking about getting Tamio banned also, and I don't really agree with that one. I don't know what your
Nah,
opinion
I
is,
don't
Matt.
agree.
What
I
would
don't
that-
agree
what
with
would
that.
do?
They said it's too powerful for a 1-drop, and I'm like, Do you remember the
Why?
people that were trying to convince us that Deathrite Shaman was going to get unbanned?
Hey, there's still hope.
No, there isn't.
I mean,
Have you read that card?
Yeah.
Do you know what happens when your opponent also has a Deathrite on the field? It's awful. It is
You know
awful.
what happened? You know what happens when they unban Deathrite Shaman? Yogg becomes playable again.
No.
Are you talking about in
Yeah,
Legacy or
probably
in
actually.
Modern? In Legacy, it would
Modern.
like.
Although, yeah, I don't know if Legacy's. I don't know if I
Hey,
did
that
it in
could-
Legacy.
Nah, we could do it with Oops. No, that'll prevent Oops from winning, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's all the hope I need.
Uh,
I'm just gonna main deck 4 Leyline of the Voids and just send it for Eternal Weekend.
I actually I
that's not a bad
it's
idea,
fine.
actually.
Yeah.
All right.
The worst deck to play against is like and of course I play against it almost every time he's there is like the mono black helm deck. Because
Yeah.
we just have 8 Leyline effects.
Yes, the Wayne special.
Yeah.
Mhm.
One of the first nights I played Legacy, I played against him, and I was like, oh, so this deck exists. Cool.
Well, we are
You again.
we are we are right at an hour, so I think we are going to call it there. I think it was fun talking to y'all again. I look forward to seeing the standard season and pick up your VVs and stuff right now while you can, I guess. Or wait, I actually don't know if that card's...
Confidant is in standard. I'm all about that.
Yeah, Dark Confidant being standard. Huge.
Yeah, you just get to play Jund mid-range, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Liliana's too, and Dreams of Steel and Oil, and
Well,
wait,
those
no,
are
Dreams
those
is
are
rotating.
rotating.
Are we
Actually, a
having-
lot of black cards from standard are rotating.
Josh,
Like, over the
Josh, say the thing.
damage.
Say the send off.
What?
Say the send off thing.
Oh shit. Oh, okay. Well, as always, the best part about Magic is the gathering. So, take care of yourself. Take care of each other. We'll see you next time. I gotta go pee.
Man, that's a
Bye-bye.
great soundbite, Will.
That's gonna be a soundbite. I'm making that soundbite. Bye bye.